write checks. How do you pay these guys?
Straight cash, homie.
In the history of the NFL, thousands of wide receivers have stepped onto the field, but only a handful changed the sport forever. Today, we celebrate the four giants, the four masters, the receivers who define greatness: Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and Calvin Johnson. Different eras, different styles, one legacy. They're the greatest to ever do it. What makes a wide receiver the greatest of all time? Is it stats? Is it dominance? Is it rings? Is it fear? The kind that defensive coordinators feel the night before a game? These four receivers check every box. Each brought something to the NFL that didn't exist before, something defenses had no answer for. Let's break down what made each of them legendary. There was Calvin Johnson, a player so freakishly talented that even NFL coaches use cartoon nicknames.
This man is clearly, by far, the most gifted receiver who has ever come along in the history of this league. This is different.
Into the record books. NFL receiving yardage record. I would venture to say one of the best we've ever seen.
The great, the one and only Megatron himself.
I didn't start. That's the thing. I didn't start. It was
Were you a scrub?
You could say I was a scrub at the time.
And the legend is born.
Before that, I honestly showed up to the combine without any cleats because I wasn't going to do anything.
Right.
But all the reporters kept on talking all this shit, talking about I couldn't run, and I was like, okay. I'm like, all right. I've been working down here with Tom Shaw all summer. I know what I'm running. Let me go show y'all. At 240.
And what'd you run again in your 40?
4.35.
That is a stupid number. That is a stupid number. And so,
with the second pick, the Detroit Lions take Calvin Johnson.
They called him Megatron because he didn't seem human.
It's not how good is he, it's how great is he.
He's going. Calvin Johnson being chased by four Cowboys.
Size plus speed equals nightmare.
People can Google stats, so I'll let you do that at home, okay?
6'5", and 39 pounds.
The Johnson touchdown.
Runs a 4.35. That shouldn't exist, but he did, too. Triple coverage didn't matter.
And says, look, here are your options. You can go to Calvin Johnson, you can go to Calvin Johnson, or you can go to Calvin Johnson.
Defenses put 3 men on him. He still caught the ball.
Calvin Johnson reaches out and makes the catch. Boy, talk about extension.
Record-breaking production, Calvin holds the NFL's single-season receiving yards record, 1,964 yards, almost 2,000. And he did it without elite quarterback play. Elevated Detroit, he played for struggling Lions teams and still terrified the league. Calvin Johnson is the ultimate what-if player. If he didn't retire early, he might have rewritten the entire record book.
The way my body felt.
The natural comparison is Barry Sanders.
Right.
Right. Walking away in their prime.
This guy broke Jerry Rice's single-season record for receiving yards, and now has called it a career.
Johnson has the most receiving yards and touchdowns for any player in NFL history never to win a playoff game.
Calvin Johnson, all 6'5" of them, has about a 42-inch vertical jump.
What do you think about people comparing you to Barry Sanders? Saying, I've had enough of this.
I've had enough.
Matthew Stafford sees that he's not open, that there's two defenders down there covering him, and he just alley-ooped
The
it.
last play of the game, you see him coming down over 3 people.
No doubt in my mind, he will go down as the best receiver ever to play this game.
And his pass is caught by Calvin Johnson, and he beats everyone.
I have heard from Calvin. I've heard from a bunch of old teammates. You know, he was such a big part of my success in Detroit. Was so, you know, such a great learning experience for me to watch a guy that's the greatest, you know, at his craft at that position at the time, and to what, just the way he went around about his business, the way he treated people, the way he, you know, did everything really was with such great class and work ethic and all that. It was so fun for me to be around that and see that. So I appreciate him so much.
Yourself, you just wanted to stop playing, Calvin?
I mean, when I was done, I feel like I couldn't keep putting the same product on the field. So I knew that whenever that time came, that I'll be done. And I mean, even my agent tried to get me to come back, but it was he's like, well, what if they trade you here? But they weren't trading me anywhere, so I was stuck in Detroit.
Where would you have wanted to go? How about that?
Just, and this is just, just so everybody knows, this is just wishful thinking, But no, I mean, I played obviously I'm from Georgia, played my college ball there. It would have been cool to, take it full circle and just do, high school, college, and professional all in one town. That would have been cool.
Then go to the Falcons at that point in time. Matt Ryan, is that what you're saying? Okay.
That would have been awesome to play it all at home. That was just the best case scenario.
Oh, my guy from New England over there was ready to chime in my ear and say, dude, Patriots. Like,
I thought you wanted to play with Tom, Calvin.
I know. You know what? That's tough. Tom's great. There's nothing to argue there.
That's Terrell Owens. That's a touchdown, San Francisco, no flags.
Believe that Terrell Owens is a Hall of Famer.
Terrell Owens was the Terminator, a physical beast with a chip on his shoulder and fire in his heart. Strength, physicality, T.O. didn't avoid contact. He embraced it. Safeties bounced off him. Corners couldn't jam him. Linebackers couldn't bring him down.
May not be a Hall of Fame guy, but this is not a popularity contest.
And here, you talk about passing the torch, and the torch has probably already been passed from Jerry Rice to this guy right here, Terrell Owens. And Terrell Owens is the man for the 49ers now as far as a receiver.
We're back in San Francisco for the wild card match between the Packers and the 49ers.
That was, where a lot of things began. I didn't really play particularly well. Dropped a touchdown, sun, in my eyes.
2 out of 9 on 3rd down. Here's a big one right here if they could come up with it. Young throws outside. The pass is dropped by Owens. It was right there.
I didn't want to let the team down. I was letting myself down at the time.
Terrell Owens didn't do his job.
Maybe.
Look at that, 4 drop passes and 1 fumble. I don't know that I've ever seen Terrell Owens play as poorly as he is today.
8 seconds left. Got to go to the end zone now.
They have to go to the end zone now.
He hasn't held on to anything and putting his fingers all day, and he makes the winning touchdown catch.
This is amazing.
That's a play that will forever go down in history.
Relentless work ethic. He trained like a heavyweight boxer. Every muscle, every rep, every day.
I catch the pass, I think Mackenzie or somebody's on me. I'm dragging him to the end zone. Excited about the touchdown. Trying to get the fans into it.
Yeah, I want to mention some of your touchdown celebrations.
I'm an entertainer. Yeah. Am I creative? Yeah.
3rd and goal. Garcia, play fake, bootleg to the right. Throws it in the end zone all alone. Terrell Owens, touchdown, San Francisco.
When you're with the 49ers, the celebration on the Cowboys star.
And Owens draws more boos by standing in the middle of the blue star and looking heavenward and spreading his arms.
We were beating the devil out of the Cowboys at that point.
And that got the crowd juiced.
So the second time when I went to the Star, that was really kind of out of retaliation.
You go to a guy's house and you go to the Star. It's kind of symbolic, right?
Here we go.
Him running to the center down stadium and putting the ball down on the Star, that takes ball.
Somebody's saying, we need some help at receiver in training camp. Would you go ahead and do that?
Ready to line up, bitch.
I'm ready. Standing up.
Ready to line up. I'm always ready.
But you are 1 year away from being eligible to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Teal.
Somebody asked me about that last night. I was talking to Aaron Rodgers last night.
Okay.
And he had I don't know if his business partner or a good friend, and everybody kept like, dude, you look like you're in great shape. Like you can play. I'm like, yes, not a question that I can play, but I'm like, that's really not the issue. people factor in my age, but I'm not the normal 40-year-old or 41-year-old. I know that I could still be playing now, given the opportunity. But, I mean, people bring up the Hall of Fame. Like, I told Aaron last night, I'm like, dude, I never played this game to go into the Hall of Fame.
Clutch performer in Super Bowl 39. He had a broken leg, torn ankle ligament. He still put up 122 yards, one of the gutsiest performances in football history.
Terrell Owens at the top of your screen. Into the open field. Look out. Terrell Owens getting it into Patriot territory. They'll mark him out at the 37. We talked about Terrell Owens all week long and the speculation as to whether or not he would play. And the night that he's had.
That was a Hall of Fame performance in the biggest game.
Caught an unbelievable catch by Terrell Owens. I mean, you're talking about a guy basically playing on one leg, 5 weeks removed from having screws put in his ankle.
Production everywhere, 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Bengals, didn't matter. T.O. dominated with every QB he played with. Second all-time in receiving yards. Top 3 in touchdowns. Pure machine, built to destroy defenses. Love him or hate him, you couldn't ignore him.
Terrell Owens, touchdown!
Regardless of how people may feel about Terrell Owens, they have no right to ignore the 153 touchdowns, to ignore the 15,934 receiving yards, which, by the way, were third and second all-time, respectively.
What do you think about T.O. not making the Hall of Fame, Steve?
I think, personally, they want to stick it to him.
He was a phenomenal talent,
He took over games. He took over the entire 1998 season.
The Moss, he makes the catch!
Life, playing the game, what forced him to the position, all those things is what we talk about.
Well, the question is so wide receiver 2s and 3s are not going to be in the invite list? Only WR1s, Chris?
No, it's like...
You know, like, so Irv, yes, Alvin Harper, no? Like, is that basically the way it's going to go?
No, it's not by 1, 2, or... No. Okay. This is season 1.
Oh, okay. WR1
season. Wide receiver 2.
Okay. Got it. Understood. And
after a very, very healthy response from the public, there will be a wide receiver 2.
I like that. That's nice.
All right, I'm going to continue on with this line of questioning because Chris can handle it. Chris can handle it. Because I thought it was just wide WR1, so only wide receiver 1s were allowed on. So I was going to ask you if that was the case, would you have been allowed on the podcast when Randy Moss was with the Vikings? Chris Carter.
Rich Eisen. You're my guy, man. I like you a lot.
I put him and T.O. in a battle there, but I'll give him a slight edge.
Randy Moss. While Owens was the Terminator, Randy Moss was the alien.
Moss, touchdown Patriots!
50 touchdown passes from Tom Brady.
Congratulations, Tom. Congratulations, Randy. And maybe congratulations, New England Patriots. Oh, my goodness, 50 touchdown passes. I just, it's absolutely incredible what he's been able to do. You now have Peyton Manning, you now have Dan Marino, and Tom Brady stands alone.
This young man right here, there wasn't an answer.
That was one of the greatest catches Randy Moss has ever made.
His 2007 season with Tom Brady, still the greatest WR season ever by a deep threat. 23 touchdowns, a record that stands.
These DBs were so scared that they would lift their toes up and already be rocking back on their heels because they want to get out of Dodge.
Effortless athleticism, Moss made the spectacular look casual. A 50-yard touchdown, he jogged it. One-handed catch, just another day. A player so gifted, so explosive that defenses changed their entire game plan overnight. Randy Moss could do things no human should do. Deep threat of the gods. He didn't just run past defenders, he floated. Corners looked like they were running in mud. High point dominance, he invented a verb, you got mossed, and the entire internet has kept it alive.
Flips it over his head. This is a touchdown. Touchdown! You gotta be kidding me! The improvisation of Randy Moss would win him an Academy Award.
So many memories, and like I say, man, we just fell one game short of just finishing that perfect season. But I'll always take the good memories and the bad memories with me.
Well, I mean, what a memory that I'll never forget that night myself. And if I'm not mistaken, was that 50 for Brady too? 23 for you and 50 for Brady?
Yes, he set a record, and I set a record.
Randy Moss was a meteor across the football sky. Bright, brilliant, unforgettable. And while Randy Moss was the glitch in the system, the GOAT is Jerry Rice, and blueprint wide receiver. Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time. Not because he was the fastest, not because he was the biggest, but because he was the most complete, the most disciplined, and the most unstoppable over time.
Rice. Or is it about doing the work on all the little things, the route running, the footwork, the body control?
No flags are down. Touchdown.
Montana gets it to Rice.
But most people believe the greatest wide receiver in NFL history and perhaps the best player is Jerry Rice. And Jerry Rice was determined, was driven, was habit-based.
Breaking a tackle is Rice. He's going to go all the way.
He's so deceptive, and I don't know how he did it year after year after year. But he could get behind almost anybody.
The GOAT, as many people refer to.
Can you consciously dial up your best when it matters most?
What is your story?
I think my story is that just hard work, the appreciation. Fans inspiring me to go out and play my best football. The fear of failure that just continued to push me. Never felt like I was one of the greatest of all time, and just continue to work hard. So I think when people think about me, they think about my legacy of work ethic.
Yep. So when was the first time, Jerry, that you met Montana? You got a good recollection? You're just drafted. You're coming out of, obviously, small school, HBCU, and you're drafted by the 49ers, and there's Montana. What was
Redwood City? I'll never forget it, Rich. I'm sitting across and I'm looking at Joe Montana, Dwight Clark, Ronnie Lott, all of these, Hall of Famers. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I'm around legends right now. And I'm just this small guy from Mississippi, HBCU, trying to find myself. So, it was like deer in the headlights because I was looking at greatness. And they had just won the Super Bowl. I think it was at Stanford Stadium against the Miami Dolphins. And I got drafted right after that.
Belichick put him right at the 200-yard mark today.
He holds records that may never be broken. Most career receptions, most receiving yards, most receiving touchdowns, most 1,000-yard seasons, most playoff catches, and Super Bowl dominance that still feels unreal.
What a day for Rice.
When did you realize Jerry Rice was particularly special for the first time? Do you remember that?
It was in practice. Really, it was. The first couple of days of practice, he struggled. To be honest with you, he laughs about it, but I think balls hit him in the face and everywhere. It's just he was trying too hard. But the unique thing about him was the first time in practice, guys catch balls in practice. They teach receivers to catch the ball, turn and run 10, 15 yards up the field, and just to get used to making those moves. He catches the ball, and I think the first time it was he runs 40 or 60 yards and scores a touch, crosses the end zone. And we're like, come on, dude, our practices aren't timed. We have to get in a certain amount of plays. So the longer we wait for guys to get back to the huddle, the longer a day comes. And go, you're the first-round pick. Come on, man, what are you doing? But you found out that was his work ethic, right? Mm-hmm. Every time he touched the ball, he would run to the end zone. and scored 9 yards, 90. He didn't matter to him. And you ask yourself, is it a coincidence that he's the NFL's all-time touchdown reception leader? You go, no, that's what he did every day, right? He did that every day at practice, and it became contagious because then it was the craziest thing because you would throw the ball to John Taylor, and John Taylor would do that.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana.
Rice's greatness was built on 3 things. 1, precision route running. He ran routes like a surgeon. Every step a cut, every cut a weapon. Work ethic. His off-season workouts became NFL folklore. Players would puke trying to keep up. Longevity. Rice was elite at 22 and elite at 40. That shouldn't be possible, but he did it. He wasn't just great. He was legendary. The blueprint for every WR that followed.
Jerry Rice, the hero for the 49ers.
Why are these 4 receivers the Mount Rushmore of the position? Because they each represent a different form of perfection. Jerry Rice, the technician, the standard, the GOAT, the complete receiver. Randy Moss, the natural, effortless dominance, a deep threat the world had never seen. Terrell Owens, the powerhouse, grit, strength, and heart, the physically unstoppable. Calvin Johnson, the prototype, the future of the position, a player built like a superhuman. You can debate the order, but not the greatness. 4 men, 4 legends, 4 careers that reshaped football. Rice perfected the craft, Moss electrified it, T.O. powered through it, and Calvin Johnson evolved it. Together, they aren't just great wide receivers, they are the 4 faces of excellence. The Mount Rushmore of the NFL. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to House of Heroes, and tell us in the comments, who is your #1 wide receiver of all time?